Hey guys, so new prediction for next week. The quick recap. Last prediction was almost correct. I thought there will be still one bounce. Yes, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for the intruder, my baby. My last prediction was that I want to see one more bounce before this big pullback, and it did. Let's say it did not give the bounce I want to, but it did make the break where we targeted it. It touched our key zone for our key level for a break, and from there it just fall to the downside. You can see this big red candle. So of course, when there is red candle and a weekly red candle in the S&P, all the YouTube channels immediately start to write about a crash. So let's try to examine it and see what goes. So first, this is the weekly, all right? And we can see now a big red candle almost with no tail, maybe at the low, maybe a little bit push from a key zone. But where is the target? All right, so basically this one, I don't know if the Fibonacci level helps you much. It didn't much listen. It bounced for the 524 and then, so let's clear it up. So let's say we take the Fibonacci level from this low and from this top. We can see the 483 and the 38, 457 and the 5436. All of them, the 23, the 38 and the 50 are suitable retracement in a bull run. Why? Because this is a pullback and it's to the 50 and the 6180. It's considered still a nice pullback. If we check it from this pullback to the top, you can see the 38, the 480 again, the 497 almost touch and close below, the 50, 467 at the 50 moving average. And if we take it from this low to the top, you can see the 36, 3360, the 4452. All right. And now we ask ourselves, what happened if we were here? All right. We see this red candle, all right, like this one. This is a big one, almost with no tail. And this is the top. What happened? It touched the 50. Eventually it touched the 50, and from the 50 it bounced up. So will it now touch the 50 at the 450, let's say, even below we saw, and from there move for the upside? It's a possible thing. If we take the retracement from there, all right, we can see it can touch the 457. A lot of zone give us a sign for a pullback to the 457, 458. But still, we need to come back a little bit below and from there examine it. So in the longer term, I'm still on the bull side. This is a retracement. This is a 5% move from the top, which the market is much needed. Let's move for the daily and see how it looks. On the daily, you can see it broke the 50 and closed below, and now it's moving down. So it can move for the 480, do a little bit sideways, small move to the downside, push the moving average, the 200 to the 480, and from the 480 to bounce. You can see there is a zone for a lot of area to, Let's do it again from this one. So it can bounce, take the liquidity from there and try to bounce back. This is for the longer term one possibility. Also, it started to clear gaps. This is a gap, this is a small gap, and you have here small gap, this is a big gap, this is a big gap. Can it come back to the 420? I don't know. This is a too big of a gap. If we take again the Fibonacci level from this low to this high, you can see the 38 at the 480 and the 50 467. Right, guys? The 6180 is the 453. Usually, the SPY, if it wants to be bullish, tend to stop at the 50 and push up again, and the Qs tend to reach to the 6180. Why is that? Because the volatility in between, and because below the 6180, when there is a break and close below, it's considered a bearish shift or bearish change from bullish to bearish when it breaks. Usually, you can see Tesla. It can do even reach to the 7640, and from there to push to the upside because it's still bullish, because at the 7640 for Tesla, because of its volatility, is still considered bullish. But most of the time, the S&P, if you want to check it, bounce from the 50 Fibonacci level. So you have Fibonacci levels, which can help you. You have the moving averages. Let's move on a little time frame, the 4-hour chart. Let's clear it up. You can see we draw the first key zone, the 500 at 499.76. We touched, small bounce and break below. So now next zone is the 492. And if it's break below, it will reach the next zone. Those are my levels. Can it do it in 1 week? I really don't know. But you can already see there is a divergence creating from this zone here, from this area to this area. This is already lower low, while this is lower higher low. So there is a divergence. The 6180 is the 488. Can it bounce from there? It can. So what I'm looking now is the pullback sign, and I want to see it something like this area, resting and then pushing up and then breaking above. This could be a good sign. I already see there is small the weakening in the moving for the downside, because this green candle, you can see the momentum started to enter inside, oversold, volume rising. So maybe it's feeling that this could be a nice zone to bounce from. I don't know. But so far, I wait for it to touch it. If it's close below, continuation for the downside. The 60 minutes, nothing much to say. You can see the downtrend. So if I make it smaller, just a sec. So you can see the trend up, moving up, moving up. Don't break, making higher highs, lower highs. And when it did, you can see this is a small break. This is the big red candle we saw 2 weeks ago. And this is the break. And what it did, it came back, give all the buyers the chance to move out with a short, and this is what happened. So now we are in a small trend to the downside in the 60 minutes. This is a trend to the downside. This is a big trend. This is, you can see when it's moved up, it's slowly bouncing. Now this is just falling down. So you ask yourself, where is the stop? So far there is no, so continuation to the downside. If we check for divergences, we don't see. You can see the stochastic moving along with it. The 4-hour chart oversold, nothing much to say. it probably, if it will, let's say it bounce from here and move to the upside, it can even break it, and it can create a divergence for short continuation, making something like this. And this is the test. If it's break below, it's continuation here. If it will rest and rest here, it can move to the upside, creating a new trend beginning for the upside. But so far we are moving down. This I will look for it to move into the upside, creating divergence for short continuation. I want to see it coming up here, probably resting on the 50, and then try to move for the upside. Let's move for the Qs. You know what? No, I give you the yeah. Let's move for the Qs. You see already the level. It can rest on the 488 also. There is a resting point for the SPY. Qs. Qs basically the same. What gives the sign for the fall is this one. Alright, the SPY did it last week with this big red can. Oh, sorry. Shit. Move it. Just a sec. Again, sorry. I don't know if it was here. I will check it later. But so far, it was this red candle on the SPY create a shift in change of trend, but the Qs take some times, and then it created a shift, and this is what makes this week a big pullback. You can see it basically it didn't even bounce on the 427.50. It just went lower, and it probably hit the 410, 411. Small resting zone at the 406, and below the 400 is our key zone, the ending target. Again, if we took it from here, let's move on the weekly and see how it looks. Let's clear out all these. Alright, let's take the Fibonacci on the weekly from this low to this high. You have the 382. Alright, and you can see how it reacts to the price section, how it's resting, breaking, resting, and then move to the upside. If we take it from this low, you can see the 403, 374, 350, 328. Right? But I don't think it will try to reach to the 6180 Fibonacci, because it will be a break of trend, and this is not that good. But so you know, there is a lot of stop losses below this key area on the weekly. If we look at it on the daily chart and we take it from, I think this one, yes. Alright, the 408, 395, let's say the 500, resting on it. This is the 50, 383. Much suitable base from bouncing from this area, from the 380, and bouncing for the upside. The 50 also. It's a good area to bounce from. And so far you can see the same pattern here, moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, and this is the break of trend, and immediately broke. It didn't give a chance for it to retest like the SPY coming up and then break. It just broke, moved the SPY down. All right, and we have a gap from the upside a little bit, which is good for the future. So nothing much to say. So let's move on. Sorry, IWM. Basically, we predict this move. I thought it will stop and rest a little bit before it moved down. It already touched the 200, and usually You can see how the volume is going up. You can see it here. Still pressure from the sellers, but usually it's an area dynamic support. So let's see. The 50 already changing its face for the downside, which is not that good. There is no divergence, so it's small continuation. The 190 is a key area for retest, because if it breaks and close below, it will reach the 187. If it close below, it will reach the 180, and those are not that good. You can see again the Fibonacci retracement line for the 50, which is the 187. This will be much suitable, and you can see already testing it here once. Let's hope it won't test it again, because it could be a face that, let's say, you can see it here, and this is a break. This is a break of trend. Usually it came up, so we need to see how it reacts to the 200 again. If it fall, can do this move. If it move up, it's again resuming. This is a false break to the downside. This is a false break to the upside. In order to bring more buyers, it knew it can't break the 210. It was this area. I knew this will be a fake break once, twice, double top. This is a break. Usually 210, 190, even 180, 185 to come again, bring more buyers, and then try to attack the 210 in order to break to the upside. So guys, wait. So far I'm still positive about the market, even though this is a retracement. 5%, even at 10%, it's a good one. So I think you should be calm. Tesla with the momentum didn't make a bounce. I was positive about it because I thought it will make the bounce, but I give a sign that if it break a key area, it will fall, and it just did. Basically, you can see it hit our key target 147. This is my end zone target from the 224 break. From this break, I knew it will hit. So basically, it break the where it was. I think it was here, the 167, close below and move for the downside. So far there is a fight, so I want to see how it open. If it open with a gap, small gap up, and see some strength to the upside, could be a retracement. Still, I will wait for entering long, because any push to the upside can create divergence. If it close below, you have the zone here, 125, 108, and below. With Tesla, don't want to be there. And Apple, let's give some respect. Apple, at the moment, you can see the big move for the upside. We see the divergence to the downside. We had the rejection from this red, so the trend resuming to the downside. If we check it, you can see here, still can bounce. This is what can happen with the market. You can see this is the low. It can bounce from there, so wait. So far, it's not that good. Guys, so far it's not that good. But I think you can have either way with Apple. You can have a continuation for the downside. Let's check it here. Let's clear this. If we take it from the up, you can see the 50 is the 162. You have some small area of trading zone between the buyers and sellers, which could be a good zone, but maybe the 158, 153. Do we see something here? No divergence. Let's look here in the smaller time frame. No divergence, no divergence. So it can move for the upside and continue. We are in downtrend. Don't try to fight the trend. Small divergence in a bigger time frame. You can see it here, but still no confirmation. we knew we have here buyers, but this is a buyers who stopped out. So there are no real buyers also here. This is no real buyers. This is a stop out position. So the short sellers, the short are in control. But we can see it here. I will wait in confirmation of the momentum and also with the stochastic to give a sign that the buyers are in control. I want to see green, nice big green candle. So even if I lose some percentage in the move for the upside, I will wait for confirmation for resuming the uptrend. So far, bearish, guys. So be prepared. But I think we are at the end of the bearish move. I don't think it will be continuation big. Maybe small move, slowly, and this will give me a sign that the buyers are in control. Just looking for the right position. Let's say DCA the investment slowly, and it could take time. But if it will be just big red candle, it won't be that good. Nvidia, 10% move for the downside. It's okay. You have a big move for the upside. You now need correction. You have a big gap. So people probably wait for the gaps to be closed at the 700 maybe. You can see the volume of the sellers, the panic that has, but no sign for strength yet. In the 4-hour chart, basically retrace to the zero. And if we take, let's draw a Fibonacci level, let's say from here to there, you have the 5700, 60. So people will wait for it for the 660, maybe 700 to look from there, repositioning. You have the divergence we told, and I said that any pullback will create divergence for the upside, and you already have it. So guys, be prepared. If you look at it from here to there, you can even do a small bounce to the upside and then resuming the trend. But so far, big trend down. Be very cautious about it. You can see the divergence that had, but nothing much to talk about what we had. We knew the move will be down. Meta. Same goes with Meta. Started the trend for the downside, so probably you guys think it can close the 400. I wish. Basically a little bit lagging from Nvidia and Apple, so probably will join the trend. If we look at it on the 1-hour chart, still moving up, resting a little bit. This is a break of trend. So no surprise if it will move a little bit up and then crash to the downside, trying to close the big gap from the 400. Could be. Look at it, how it looks. All right. Probably people take it from here. Let's say this is the trend, this is the break, moving slowly, pushing the 200 for the 400 to the 200 EMA for the 400 and then bouncing from there. Could be so. mRNA. Nothing much. You can see it's already weak, so it didn't do much move. So no people interested in it. This is the reason why the buyers, if they are strong, can create a squeeze for the upside. So nothing much to say. It's resting here. We need to see if it can break below. So you have the key 97. If it breaks, can push and squeeze down. Momentum is a little bit negative. You see it below the 50 here, but there is small divergence for the upside. It didn't break it. So this is move up. This is move up, and this is move down. And this is move up. So I want to see it coming to the 50 and trying to break it. Come in here and then trying to break it in order. If it won't, it will just fall down. and join the party for every seller's investor selling his stocks, moving to the gold and and other stuff. So this is mRNA, nothing much to say. BA. Move for the downside, resting a little bit. So this is what we wait for the market to do. You can see it here. Small divergence. This is lower low, this is higher low. So we need to see a break if we want to make sure above the 180. Move for the upside, going for the 200. At the moment, you can see this is what I'm afraid of. It will try to move up. See, it basically don't move here, but it started to create a divergence. It didn't broke it yet, so if it broke above, it will move another leg down. If the buyers are smart, they will leave it, let it move a little bit more down, taking a breath, and then move for the upside, not to create a divergence there. So I'm still bearish, but start to see the buyers making position with BA. You can see it here. They are making position. Okay. At the daily, how it looks. All right. Not that good. This is like Nvidia moving up, 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 up. Boom. And from there, break. But BA compared to Nvidia, BA had worst news about breaking plans. This is not that good. And this is why it broke below. So at the moment, I think buyers are trying to settle down on the 168. Maybe we'll give another leg for the 160, and from there try to build positioning. You can see why it's resting here. It touched there, it touched here. So now it touched. There is a lot of area from buyers and sellers to take off from each other's load, and then maybe move for the upside. At the moment, it doesn't look that good. The 50 crossed the 200 twice and doesn't look that good. You can see it here. Move for the downside. See. Alright, so be very careful with BA. Wait for confirmation for the move for the upside. If you don't see it, don't take it. Gold. Gold basically resting. Alright, gold basically resting after the big sell. So it's resting, creating a flag, which is okay. It's a big move for the gold. Almost just our key zone to 26. And it probably gonna touch it and spike it up. Let's see the end zone. You can see the Fibonacci extension. Nothing much to say about it. Gold is very strong. Would I join it now? No. I will wait for a pullback if you want to rejoin. Same goes with silver. Amazingly doing very good. With silver, we basically had high arms on about, you can see that 2160, closing above 22, and from there moving for the upside. What you can say, this is a blue sky. You see nothing much here. This is basically blue sky. This is a reaction to the 26. There is a possibility for it to break the 28. When it breaks the 28, oh my god. Let's go for the weekly, you can see why. If it break the 28, see what happens. Open sky for the 34 area, even 35. Could be. So far, still bullish. Didn't make any attempt for a small pullback to bounce from. Not that good. I wanted to do, but still there is no divergence. So it's still valid for the upside. Nothing much to say. You have the key zone. I don't want to talk about it. You have all the lines there. You can pause the video and see. You can see the trend is up, up, up. No breaking trend to be afraid from. So guys, let's sum it up. Yes, we have a breaking trend on the 1 hour chart. We have the breaking trend and the changing trend we saw 2 weeks ago, which gave a big sign with the red candle, with a change of trend. in the SPY, and the Qs now joining, now the Nvidia joining, Apple already joined. So far we just need to follow the trend. You have the key zone area to look for a bounce, resuming the trend for the upside. Will it be in next week? I don't know. So far oversold, which means sellers are in control. So have to wait and see what they do. So I'm bearish. This is it. So guys, thank you. See you guys later, and have a good, and be very careful about your trading decision. Bye bye.